Welcome to Humming Punks with me, Ian Hurst.
And me, Jimmy Watkins.
Each week we're going to be reviewing a different album as selected by our guest with just 3 words. It's a bit of a challenge, it's going to be tough, it's going to be fun, it's going to be random, and there might be the odd swear word.
Yeah, so if there are any children listening, make sure they already know the swear words in advance.
Good advice. Take care, sit back, relax and enjoy. Hello! Welcome everybody to the first ever Humming Punks with me, Ian Hurst.
And me, Jimmy Watkins.
Jimmy, how you doing, mate?
I'm very good, thank you very much. I'm a little bit concerned about already. I know this is day one in the off. Well, I'm just concerned about the name of the podcast, Humming Punks.
Humming Punks?
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't think this through, did we?
No, I mean, definitely where I come from, humming means... You would say if someone was humming, that was a smelly person.
Smelly person.
Yeah.
We'd be two smelly amigos together, right?
Yeah.
But I have good news.
Yes.
I have good news.
Well,
listen, we realised this. We realised this error in bringing 2 brands together.
Massive error.
So we've sourced a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, listen, not many podcasts get sponsors before they even start. Like, normally you've got to do season 1 or whatever, but we've been working hard and we've got a sponsor.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Sure.
Oh, my word. Massive fan. Massive fan.
Massive.
I love their deodorant range.
Well, no, mate. No. Wrong. Sorry, mate. Sure, the guys that make the microphones, the headphones, the audio kings of the world. Sure, but no, mate, I can't help with the humming punk thing. No.
Oh, no.
So guys, everyone listening, first and foremost, we got to thank our sponsor because honestly, these guys at Shure, they have been amazing for us. Like I said, not many podcasts do get a sponsor straight off the bat. Shure, SHURE, they are the legends, probably the world's best at making microphones and audio electronics, headphones. Trust me, if you're in a band, you're using a Shure microphone. They are the heroes, the legends. So the reason why we're sounding so crisp is because we've been kindly sponsored and supplied some banging microphones and stuff for doing this. So guys, thank you so much. Recommend anyone that's looking for a new microphone, go and check these boys out because they are phenomenal. So season 2, we're trying to get a deodorant though for the Humming Punks.
Just be thankful you can't smell us on a podcast.
I was thinking about this last night, about the whole sponsors. Before we even tell people what this is, there's an age, I reckon about 5-6 years ago, where every podcast sponsor was a mattress.
Yeah.
What was that all about? Was there like a spike in mattress demand?
I think there was a spike in insomniacs and mattresses were just going to waste.
Yeah. And they were just being rolled up and put into boxes and shipped. I mean, that blows my mind. I can barely lift the mattresses on my bed, let alone imagine it getting into a box and being delivered by like the postman. But I just was thinking about this, about mattresses were the go-to adverts for podcasts. About 5 years ago, everything was mattress based.
Imagine being that postman and you start your round and your supervisor tells you that you are on the mattress round.
Mattress man.
Mound, and you've got a big pile of mattresses in the sorting room and you've got to put them in envelopes and you...
Well, you've got to vacuum pack them first.
Right, there you are then.
So you've got to get your Dyson, other Hoovers are available. Other vacuum. I've just named 2 Hoovers there. Do we have to pay people for this? 2 vacuums into the cellophane bag to suck out all the air to shrink it down before you can even think about delivering it.
So the mattress thinks it's in space. If it's in a vacuum.
Yeah. Oh, mate, we've done mattresses.
The first mattress in space.
We should probably tell people who are listening to this, who are now probably already thinking, what the hell's going on? What this is all about. So, as I said, you've got me, Ian Hurst. I'm one of the guys from We Are Hummingbird, which is a mental health and suicide prevention non-profit, and we do a lot around helping people that might not currently have a voice or know where to turn to when they're looking for support around their mental health. Should probably point out this isn't going to be a mental health podcast, but I think if the conversation takes us there, we're going to roll with it, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, we're not afraid. We're not afraid to dip our toes into the soothing waters of mental health discussion.
Exactly. I think when we looked at this, we always thought, what do we want to listen to? What kind of things when we're listening to podcasts do we like? And it was general chit chat, bit of conversation, and just go with the flow, right? So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, totally. Just see where the tide of time takes us.
Exactly. But there is a little bit of structure.
Okay.
We are, in fact, going to be reviewing an album every week.
Yes.
Every week we're going to have a guest with us. So this is probably the first one, or the only one, should I say, where we've not got a guest. Just me and you.
We are our own guests.
Seeing if anyone listens. And depending on who listens, we'll have to get the right calibre of guest to get the ratings. But we'll have a guest, and the guest will give us an album of their choice. It could be any album. Spice Girls, Bad. I don't know why they're the only two albums I could think of.
Because they're the only two you own. Just admit it. Those are the only two albums you got.
Actually, whilst we're talking about this, and I told you this to be random, guys, when I was young, my mum and I, we lived together in a house. I don't know, I must have been 9, and we got burgled, which was awful experience.
Yeah.
And they pretty much cleared out everything, apart from one thing.
Spice Girl CD.
No, Craig McLachlan album.
Do you know what that means?
They left it. They left the Craig McLachlan album, which offended me more than anything.
Maybe there's a clue there. Maybe it was Craig himself who robbed your house.
Hey Mona. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember Hey Mona?
I know who he is, but I don't remember his music.
You don't remember? Whatever. Yeah. Next week we're going to review Craig McLachlan's album. Anyway, so I'm Ian from We Are Hummingbird. Jimmy, tell us about you. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, my name is Jimmy Watkins. I'm from Running Punks. I'm one of 2 founders of Running Punks, and we are a organisation, I guess, like a worldwide thing, which we live on the internet. That's our home.
Yeah.
And we just get people out running, listening to music, having really open discussions about why they run, the benefits they get from running. And yeah, we just don't take ourselves seriously as athletes, despite the fact that I used to be a serious athlete. We now we run for fun. That's what we do.
Tell us more about being a serious athlete, because this blows my mind still to this day.
Yeah, it's so I did lots of sport in school, and kind of the last one that I tried was athletics. I tried everything. I stuck at it for a bit, and then I got bored. But athletics seemed to really excite me. Yeah, go on.
You're the Eddie Eagle of the athletics world.
I am.
Used to try. I've just realised.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Yeah,
I love that film.
I'm the less successful version of Eddie Eagle. I'm waiting for my biopic. I ran 800 meters. I ran for Great Britain at the World Championships.
Yeah.
I broke the Welsh record like twice on one weekend in Moscow just for fun. just because I fancied it. And
I love that.
And then when I was 25, probably like reaching my peak, I quit to start a rock band.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you reach the peak? Basically, if we're now comparing you to Eddie Eagle, you got all the way to the Olympics and thought, fuck it, can't be bothered.
Pretty much. I stood at the top of that ski slope and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go down a pub instead. That's what I did.
How did your parents and loved ones feel about you just quitting at the peak? At your peaks, being like, I've had enough, I'm done.
I think they were fine. fine. Yeah, I think they were right. I was lucky. I was lucky that my parents, they grew up with me. So I spent a lot of time with my parents growing up. So they know like, this is what he's like. We've got a kind of general idea what kind of man he might be. So we're not totally surprised that he's abandoned something he loves when he's at his peak to do something he knows nothing about, which is bad for his body. So we're not surprised he's done that, and good luck.
Good luck.
We changed. By the way, we're changing the locks. Don't come back.
You're 36 now. Go. Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I too. I know how you feel, because I too left my previous career at my peak. My insurance career. I left at the peak.
You had a few caps to do, international caps.
I had a few international caps in the insurance game, and I thought it's got to be a better world out there. I was a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah.
Which is actually going to be mentioned again later on in this podcast. Do you know where from, Jimmy?
I'm guessing it's a lyric.
Yeah, it is. But I was at the top of my game, and I thought, nah, there's a bigger calling for me in the world.
Yes.
I'm destined to do a podcast.
With this smelly guy from Wales.
With the fastest Welsh guy.
The fastest Welsh guy to never shower. The humming punk.
So I put down my briefcase. I said, no more insurance.
So this was quite recent for you, though, wasn't it? This wasn't, like, for me, I quit athletics in 2007, so, you know, I've had almost like a lifetime to get over it. I've shaved at least 5 times.
Yeah,
but you
2007. I was at my peak. 2007.
Yeah.
No, this was recent. I left 2017, I think.
So this is new.
2017, 2018. Retrained, redid everything. Kind of realised that I'd spent 17 years of my life in the wrong game. 17. I don't know that this is the right game, but I was definitely in the wrong game.
I think the important thing is that you just try different games.
That's try different games. Yeah. I'm also Eddie Eagle, still trying to find. So can we get Eddie Eagle on here? I would love to. I mean, literally, I would love to speak to Eddie Eagle about so many different things.
What music did you listen to while you jumped off that massive cliff on your skis?
Could you even imagine that?
Yeah.
Do you think he listened to music when he jumped?
No.
Actually, that's a stupid question. Where would you put your Sony Walkman in those costumes?
That's why he couldn't jump far. He had a massive hi-fi strap to his back.
Oh, see, we should. All right. Yeah. So, before we keep getting any more and more random, this is a good entry for people to know what it's going to be like. But I think we're probably more random today. Giddy, first one, but also because we haven't got a guest to contain us, maybe. And as I said, we're going to have guests every week, the different people that are going to ask us or suggest to us an album that's really important to them. And we're going to review that album in 3 words, which is going to be tough. But we wanted to start with an album this week. And when I was telling someone that we were going to do a podcast, because I used to get asked all the time, you're doing a podcast, because we do our Instagram TV. I know, Jimmy, you do a podcast already yourself at the moment, which is massively successful.
Yeah.
And it literally is brilliant. It's a running podcast you do, right?
It's a running podcast, but like I had an idea I wanted to do a running podcast, but then I thought everybody's doing...
You can't mention it because we can't flog it on here.
No.
So just so you know that. Right?
It's a running podcast, but it's not set in the world of running. I've created an alternative reality.
Nice. See, I've got a question again. Something I was thinking about. My wife runs, and when she runs, she listens to podcasts.
Yeah.
And only recently dawned on me, what the hell is a running podcast? Do you just listen to other people running? Like, what is it? What is a running podcast?
That's a good question, and I don't even know the answer.
No.
I just talk about anything, and then I just make sure I talk about running for at least 2 minutes.
Every now and again when you're talking, you go on, son, you can do it. A little bit more.
Lift those legs.
You've got this. 1K reached. I mean, this is what I've always wondered about what it is.
It's a running podcast then, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I don't even know. It's like a pot noodle before the hot water's been added. It's just...
I had a pot noodle the other day.
Yeah.
First time in 11 years. And I know it's first time in 11 years because that's when my first child was born. And when my wife was pregnant with my first child, she was addicted to Bombay Bad Boys. And I sat and had a pot noodle the other day and I turned to her and I went, I reckon it's been easy 11 years since I've had a pot noodle.
Do you know what? That reminds me of a friend I've got. And now and again he'll put on Twitter, I just met my first ever Russian. And I'm like, how do you know? Have you got a list in your head of people you've met from different countries? He'd be like, I just met my first man from the Ivory Coast. I'm like, how would
he know that?
I don't know.
I like it though.
How do you know when the last pot noodle was?
Lists and lists and lists. I keep trying to explain what we're doing with this album and then we go off. So we're going to listen to an album. We're going to start with one today. We went with Rally Ritchie today. I was saying we always get asked, we are Hummingbird, are you going to do a podcast? Because we do these Instagram lives. And I've never wanted to. I've never thought of the right person to do it with. Wow. And I'd like to say...
It's not me.
I still don't know who that is, but...
I knew that was coming.
You knew, literally, thanks. You could see it coming, couldn't you? But no, I am. It was a no-brainer to do it with you. It really was a no-brainer. So we're going to do this podcast, and because we don't want it to necessarily be a mental health-based podcast, that was really keen for me. But then I also thought, well, we should try and link in some way. We should, whilst we're able to dip our toes in the water should we need to, I'd like to kind of have something going. So something that's become massively important to me lately, especially during lockdown, is a thing called the 5 ways of well-being.
Okay.
It's a simple concept in mental health, but it's really overlooked because, especially with COVID, it's where people aren't able to do certain things, it's actually taken away our ways of well-being.
Yeah.
And what I want to try and do, even just for a brief moment in time through this podcast, is try and encourage people to recognise these and try and inject them back into their lives. So the 5 ways of well-being are to connect.
Yeah.
Right? So we're doing that right now. Me and you, Jimmy, we're connecting. We're going to connect with our guests every week. And the people listening to this podcast are connecting with us. Tick. Absolutely no problem.
Yeah.
Be active. Well, that's where you come in, Jimmy. Maybe you can, maybe someone can, after this podcast, can listen to your running podcast and go for a run or a jog or a walk or do something. But think about how they want to be active, really.
Yeah.
We can't do everything for everyone, but that's the other one that maybe people need to do in their own time. Maybe go for a walk whilst listening to this podcast.
That's a good idea. To be honest with you, I'll probably be listening to these albums while running. So I could tell you, I had a nice run, listen to an album, and then I could recommend a good run for each album.
Exactly, because that's that. Oh yeah, there we go. I like that. That's awesome. The third way of well-being is to take notice. Now, I'm going to be doing a little challenge. I haven't told you about this. No. I'm going to be doing a little challenge through our episodes each week, and basically, at the start of every episode, I'm going to give you, Jimmy, and you, the listeners,
homework.
Well, basically, yeah. I'm going to give you a song lyric.
Okay.
Now, your job, and if you want to Google it, but you're a cheat and you've got to live with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a song lyric, okay? And we're going to give it to you right at the start. And it's going to be from an album that is of the same year of the album we are reviewing.
Oh, wow.
So, because otherwise it could be like massive. Now, you're going to have this, and I want you to think about it whilst we're doing it. But the take notice bit comes in because I'm going to be dropping subtle clues throughout the podcast.
Okay, yeah. I like this, yeah.
And then at the end, you're going to tell me what album, artist you think it is.
Okay, I'm down with that.
So that's the take notice part, and listeners all play along at home. I want you to take notice that, some will be really, really big clues, some will be subtle, sometimes I'll probably forget, but I'm human. So
you can't set a challenge and then say sometimes I won't even know the answer myself. You can't do that. You have to promise me now that you're going to know the answer every time.
I know. I will know the answer every time. I will know the answer every time. So the fourth way of well-being is to learn.
Yeah.
So I think, people are going to learn a lot through listening to these podcasts. They might not realise they're learning, but they're going to learn about, for a start, what song lyric we've just learned about and what album. They might learn a little bit about words, because we're going to be reviewing these albums with 3 words, and I know that you're a swordsmith when it comes to words.
I like unusual words, definitely.
You like your words.
Yeah.
So hopefully people are going to learn a little bit. People always think that learning has to be big and bold and like learn a new language. It's not. It's just stimulating. One thing a day, something small a day.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. So we've got that. And then the 5th way of well-being is to give. And the way that we're going to do this is that we're going to ask all you lovely listeners to pass the message on if you've enjoyed this. If you've enjoyed this podcast, tell a friend. If you haven't enjoyed the podcast, give us a break. Don't tell anyone.
If you hate it, just keep it to yourselves.
Exactly. Don't be a bad guy. If you don't like it, drop it.
Maybe tell the water in the shower that you hate
exactly.
it.
But if you like this podcast, then you can share it, you can subscribe and all that great stuff. So these are the 5 ways of well-being. Like I said, we're not making this a mental health podcast, but I think we can still intertwine it quite nicely.
Yeah.
I think it's easily doable.
I'm on board.
Nice. Oh, I like that. So let's start talking about our album, because we've picked an album. As I said, when I said I was doing this podcast, someone said, right, you've got to do Rally Ritchie, Andy.
Yeah.
Now, I love Rally Ritchie. I'm a huge Rally Ritchie fan. So for me, absolutely like no-brainer. His favourite album for me isn't this one. His favourite album for me is I think it's called A Man Now Boy. Is it called A Man Now Boy? I can't check it.
Because I'd never heard of him, so I had to do a bit of research. And I saw that first album, and the first thing that struck me was, that is brave, putting a comma in an album title. I thought, that is bold.
That is very bold. Do you know what's even bolder?
Yeah?
I nearly got that tattooed on my body.
That is, well, I mean, that's a good tattoo.
I just love that saying.
Yeah?
You're a man now.
Comma, boy.
Yeah, I think that's really powerful. I don't remember why I didn't get it done. I mean, I've got some awful tattoos, but for some reason that was far too awful to get done. But I love it. I love that album.
You know what? You're setting myself and the listener some challenges. When you set yourself a challenge of getting that tattooed live on a podcast.
Sorry, mate, you just cut out there. What? I would love to get it done live on a podcast, but we're actually filming this during a national lockdown and we can't have people around us.
That's true.
I would have absolutely 100% had that done, but damn, we can't.
Use a Sharpie instead.
Yeah, I can use a Sharpie. So we had Rally Ritchie, not just a musician. You would know this because you did the research, right?
Well. I listened to it. And I was thinking, there's something about this. Like, first of all, it's not the usual thing I would listen to. And then I was thinking, this gentleman is not coming across as someone who's purely a musician. I think there's more strings to his bow. So I did a bit of research, and then I discovered there are a lot of strings on his bow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What else has he done?
He's an actor.
What kind of actor? Where from?
He's like an actor who uses words and facial expressions.
Do you know what he's been in?
Yes, he's been in Gryffindor. Game of Thrones.
He has. So any of you that don't know this, Rally Ritchie's been in Game of Thrones. So you should be going to check him out. Absolutely amazing artist. I love him to bits. I love that album. So when someone said we got to review this one, I was absolutely like, yes. But hang on, I've just realised something I've not done.
Go on.
I've just done the fact I'm going to share an album lyric, and I've not done it yet.
Come on, then.
Listeners, I'm sorry. It won't be this rubbish every week, I promise. So, here we go. Are you ready? You might want to note it down. You might not.
I have my pen ready. It's overflowing with ink.
Now, what's going to be hard is for me to say this lyric without doing it in the song style, you know, because that naturally your brain wants to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I'm going to have to do it really monotone.
Come on, then.
Make your mama sad type. Make your girlfriend mad tight.
Make your mama sad type. Make your girlfriend mad tight.
Yeah, there's more.
Right.
Might seduce your dad type.
Wow. What? Might seduce your dad type?
I'm the bad guy.
Damn right you are.
Yeah, right, I know.
I'm the bad guy. So what? So that's from a song that came out last year, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the song from 2020. And I've been easy on you. It's like, I think it's actually from one of the biggest albums of the year. It's not My Mate Frank, basically, in his garage. It's a proper, like, it was like the biggest album of the year. So mull that over. Okay. And listeners, that's over to you as well. Like I said, there will be clues given because I'm giving clues. And I might have even dropped some clues already. In fact, I can tell you I have.
Have you? What?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah. Where? Listen, well, if I told you where, then it would
this
be
ridiculous. I'm not prepared for this. Ian, this is the first episode, Ian. Come on.
I know. Stars means gone. So listen, Andy.
Yeah.
Rally Ritchie.
Yeah.
3-word review. What's your first word? You were listening to it running, right? Sorry,
yes.
You were listening to it running.
I was out having a gentle jog.
Yeah, because it is a gentle jog. It's not a street pounder.
No,
fast.
It was actually when I woke up in the morning, I thought I'm going to run fast today, and hopefully I catch some food to bring home for the family. But I put this album on, and it turned into a slow, pleasant jog. Yeah, I came back empty-handed, so we're all hungry. The first word. Do you want my first word?
Yeah, I want your first word, please.
My first word is theatrical.
Yeah.
I found it a very theatrical album. And this was before I found out he was an actor. So I was kind of thinking...
Whoa, really?
I was thinking there's a bit of a Childish Gambino vibe here.
Yeah.
You know? And I thought, I wonder if he's an actor like Childish Gambino. So I had a little look and I thought, wow, there we are. So that word is staying on my list, theatrical.
Wow, theatrical, yeah. I like that.
My second word came at the very end of the album after I'd experienced the whole thing as a work of art. And I thought, you know what? That felt like a journey of progress. That's my second word, progress.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Now my third word, you did say that I was a bit of a swordsmith with words.
Yeah, you are.
I had to Google it because
before you knew it. Well, you just type in big words into Google.
I had a word, and I thought that's not quite what the flavour I'm after. You know, I was like, that's not quite what I want. That's not leaving that taste in my mouth that I need.
Yeah, like a pot noodle.
Yeah, that's not my pot noodle of choice.
Yeah, okay.
So I Googled the word I had, and then I just looked for synonyms. Yeah, and then I went diving a bit, and I came out with isochronous, and that's an English word. I know.
Isochronous.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
I don't know. I just.
Oh right.
Don't know. I've written it down. That's how I'm saying it. Isochronous. It is. You are saying it correct. I did.
Isochronous.
I went on YouTube and watched someone tell me how to say it. It's
isochronous. Okay, isochronous.
So that is because I noticed as the album went on.
Hang on.
Do you want to know what it means?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. What's it mean?
As the album went on, I noticed there's like a pressure building in each song. And he's in similar situations where he's not happy. If he's out drinking, he says he doesn't like drinking in social situations. And I thought, these are themes which are reoccurring, but they are reoccurring with different intensities.
Yeah.
And that's what isochronous means. It means something which is on a loop, like an oscillation.
Yeah.
So the timing is perfect, but the intensity can vary. And I thought, you know what? This isochronous is my new favourite word, and that describes this album for me.
But it does. Before I forget this though, do you know what it also describes, isochronous?
Go on.
When you would run round the track.
Oh my word.
Wouldn't it?
Oh my word.
Because you'd be running round in a loop, but at certain times you'd have to increase the...
I would.
Was it intense? Mate.
If I was overtaking someone, I'd have to go faster. So
exactly.
Wow. Me and this album were hand in hand running around the track of our minds together.
5 ways of well-being. Learn. Tick.
Yeah, I've learned something there. I think we both learned something.
You've taught something else, yeah. You taught it. So I like that, and do you know, it's like an album that completely describes male mental health, I think. And I don't want to leave back, but it's just these struggles, these ongoing kind of same situations. Like, how am I still in this situation? Yeah. How do I deal with it? How do I process it? What do I do? Yeah, I like that.
Totally.
I'm a big fan. 3 good words there, mate.
Thank you, mate. Well, this is the first episode I've gone all out.
All out. You've set a bar high. I wonder if we have different ways of listening to music. Like, not just like you went running. So I've listened to this album a few times, either walking my dog or sat in my office.
Yeah.
So I'm much more stationary than you've been, right? That's the word. That was a big word.
That took a while.
That's it.
Wow. I caught that fly coming out your mouth.
Yeah. But I also wonder if the way that I interpret music, and this is also something interesting, I visualize music.
Yeah.
So not the actual music, but I visualize images, places, situations, scenarios when I hear music.
Okay, that's interesting.
I'm looking at my words, and I think when I came up with these words, I was probably visualizing a given situation kind of thing.
Okay.
So, let's go for it. My first word.
Go on.
Sunday.
Yes. Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
feeling
a
that.
Sunday album. Like, do you know when you just potter in, you put some music on, you got nothing massive to go on with, and it's just kind of all around you. It's there in the background. You go in and out of rooms, and you'll pick it up and drop it, and it's kind of like just always there, and it's comforting. It's like a comforting, although it's kind of. It's got mental health aspects and distress in it, and there's challenges. It's also just quite relaxing and it's kind of there.
And I'm feeling you on Sunday there, because he does mention sitting in a tree.
Yeah.
And that for me is the ideal Sunday activity. Yeah. Something I still do to this day. You know what I mean?
Do you?
If someone's like inviting me to something on a Sunday, I can't. I'm sitting in a tree.
It's in a tree. So you got lots of trees in your garden?
Not anymore. No. My wife keeps cutting them down, so I come inside.
Oh, mate. Well, Sunday's my first word. I think that's a brilliant way to describe it. And this is what I mean by visualising. My other word, and I think I to and froed between a few here. One of the words I was going to use was lad, but I didn't.
Okay.
Lad. I changed it at one of the last minutes to sweary.
Right, yeah.
An excellent use of swear words. Now, we always say there might be swear words in this podcast. We try not to, but every now and again they slip out. But I think his use of swear words was perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Like, just not every song needs a swear word in it. I listen to music now and they've just dropped the F-bomb in there for no reason. You're like, hang on, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I found that his worked really, really well.
Yeah.
With the amount of swear words in the right places, added impact rather than being just like, oh, that was not needed.
Yeah, I mean, the swear words weren't there as syllables as they were needed to fit a rhyme. It was like a swear word would pop out and he'd say it in a nice way. I was like, that's a really nice way to swear.
Yeah.
Good on you.
It's like non-offensive swear words.
No, I was like, that's
that had
nice.
a place and a time. Yeah,
I was like, that's nice. Sounds like something you describe, how you describe something in a bakery, which was nice.
Yeah.
A nice effing
shows
donut.
Passion. Yeah.
So I was like, that's good on
Finger
you.
donut.
Good on you for swearing, nice. So swearing,
yeah. Did you ever swear in your work, in your albums, when you made albums?
Well, that's quite funny because the last album I made a conscious decision not to swear on any songs.
Right.
So I rewrote
which is quite rare for a punk.
Yeah, quite
a punk band.
Quite rare for a punk who doesn't have the patience to write proper lyrics. So now and again, I'll chuck a swear word. That's cool, and everyone will get a reaction when I play it live. So I wrote the last album when I was first tried to go teetotal. Yeah. So I first tried to go teetotal and I made 6 months without drinking, and that's when I wrote the album. And I was like, let's do everything positive, let's make this album really positive, so no swearing. And I think people will pick up on that and this album will be massive. It bombed. Nobody listened to it. No. But there's no swearing in it, so that's good. But the next one will just be full of swearing.
Full of swear words.
So I'm going to go for it.
My last album was so shit because it had no swear. I've sworn twice on this podcast, and here's us talking about swear words. I hope that people, when they hear me swear, just think it's the same. Right, and my third word, so I've got Sunday sweary.
Yeah.
I should have done this in a different order. Then I'd have had SAS. Oh, well. My third word is anguish.
Anguish.
Just you can feel his anguish, can't you? He's like, and this is, I guess, what I was saying about that whole kind of, this approach. He's not a bad guy, but he's just kind of not having his rubber to green, is he? He's just not, and some things. And he talks about that being a square peg in a round hole, which I absolutely love, which I said earlier would come back. Like me in the insurance game, square peg in a round hole. So the anguish that he's feeling is this kind of young lad going about life, the troubles and tribulations. So they're my 3 words: Sunday sweary anguish. Anguish.
And it's a really modern album, isn't it? In terms of the problems he's
2020.
2020. I thought I was 20 past 8. And I think the world he's describing is a million miles from the world I live in. I live in a little town in West Wales where nothing really happens, but I get a feeling it's a very cosmopolitan album, and the situations he's in are particular to a city.
Yeah, and he refers to drugs. I can't remember the lyric now. But very, very modern. Yeah, completely up to date, relatable on so many levels.
Totally, and just the things I love about it are, I really like the idea in Time in a Tree where he says, "It'll take a village to make a man of me." Yeah, and I think he's looking for his place in the world, and he needs I think for me that song is singing about the strength of having your own family around you, and I love that. You get this idea of a modern man who's out drinking with his mate, and he feels quite anxious. He's not happy in that situation. All he wants to do is go home and have a family.
Exactly, right. He's living this life that is and that's I guess where I think that lad thing that I had was from. He's living this life which is expected of him to be a lad. I know in his previous album he's like, or maybe in this one of the songs, and he's saying drugs are cool, drink more, whatever, and it's like, but that's not what he's feeling inside. So I get that totally.
Yeah, definitely,
absolutely get that. So that's can we put them all together? Can we make a sentence out of our 6 words?
Well, I've already messed up with Isocronus. I'm sorry about that, but
I get. Have you set the bar now? Because now you've got to go for a Google-led word every week. You now have picked up the learn part of give.
So
you're now in charge of learn and be active. That's your responsibility now. You're the milk monitor for those.
And you just patronise me with lyrics I don't know. Brilliant.
I don't know that I'm patronising you. My words are all visionary soft words. Sunday. I think we're showing here who's got the intelligence with the words.
No, well, I think they isochronous and anguish go together. I mean, if you're repeating something over and over and there's no way out, so we picked up on that. Theatrical and sweary, surely.
Yeah, surely. Definitely. Yeah, part of the show. Yeah, part of a show, putting on a front. Yeah, I like that.
Definitely.
And the progress and Sunday.
Well, I guess Sunday's when you get ready for the next week
ahead.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Bang.
There we go. So, any thoughts on those lyrics? Because we've done our album review. We've told people a bit about who we are, what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
We're hoping people are going to tune back in next week. But tell me, have you worked out the lyrics?
I've
given you a couple of clues.
I've only heard one clue.
What was the clue?
You said it was one of the bigger selling albums of last year.
Oh yeah, okay. So I've given you other clues.
I'm guessing it's a man because I'm the bad guy. But
no,
something about it sounds
No, Is
it?
It's not Billy Joel.
It's not Billy Joel.
No, it's not Billy Joel.
It's very Billy Joel album though. Making a girl mad tight. That's the one that's getting me. That's wrecking me.
What other clues could I give you? Often known for not having traditional hair colour.
Oh.
Now people can't see what you're wearing right now. Thank God. But the hair colour of choice right now probably isn't dissimilar from the main part of your t-shirt.
No way.
Wow.
Patrick Stewart.
No.
Lady Gaga.
Oh no, but I reckon you're kind of like mate, have you ever asked yourself the question when we fall asleep, where do we go? You were saying last night you had random dreams, didn't you?
Wow.
What?
Billie Eilish.
Yes. Yeah. I had to spoon feed that to you, but yes. Billie Eilish. Make your mama sad type. Make your girlfriend mad type. What song? What song?
Oh,
now,
no
this
idea.
I have told you. I've given you the song numerous times.
I had no idea. I wasn't listening. I haven't been listening to the whole podcast. I've just been here texting
Read me the last line.
I'm the bad guy.
Well, yeah, bad guy, Billie Eilish.
Don't know it.
I told you that Roddy Ritchie wasn't just a bad guy.
Man,
I've said bad guy multiple times.
Okay.
I've literally given it to you, man.
Okay, okay.
5 ways of well-being. You've got to be active. You've got to take notice.
I'm sorry. I feel like I've really let you down on this very first episode.
If the listeners, if any of you got it, give yourself 5 house points. We'll be totting them up at the end of the season. 5 house points if you got Billie Eilish. But remember, don't cheat because you're just cheating yourself and there's no need. There's not a leaderboard or anything. It's just...
well, there is a leaderboard.
Saying that, you just
said it's 5 points.
Yeah,
where do they go? Where do those points go if there's no leaderboard?
Yeah, okay. Well, actually, what we'll do is to the winner. I'm awful for this. I agree to give prizes out, but I'll give a medal out at the end of the season.
A mattress. You get a mattress to win.
We're going to give a mattress out. But
you've got to wear it around your neck. You get a mattress.
You've got to wear a mattress around your neck. So all that's left, unless you've got anything else, Jimmy, I think we've probably taken people's time up enough for just under 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think
we could yabber for 40 minutes.
I think you're at work now. Get off the train. Go to work. You've had enough listening to us.
Yeah, well, they're probably not commuting. They're probably sat on the toilet. Moved from the toilet to the office area of the house.
You've gone from the kitchen to the living room.
Yeah,
it's taken you 40 minutes to walk that far. Come on.
Yeah, 40 minutes. So the final part, all I'd say is if you guys have enjoyed this, what's wrong with you? It's going to get better, I've no doubt. We just say thank you once again to our amazing sponsors, Shaw, who've been brilliant. You can't lose a sponsor, can you?
Well, I think we might be the first to do it.
I might check if we've got a contract. So thank you, everyone. If you enjoyed it, tell people, let them know, share it, like it, hit it, subscribe, all of those technical jargon terms for podcasts. And we'll see you Next week?
Yeah, let's do it next week. Come on.
See you later on, everyone.
See you later. Humming Punks.
Bye. Humming Punks. Unite.
You lucky people have been listening to the Humming Punks podcast, produced by myself, Carl, and sponsored by Shure.